hope you like comedy too. All right, awesome. How do we feel about poetry? That's more enthusiasm than I was expecting. That's great. Excellent. Here's a haiku about my clitoris. My clit's a hacky sack. Hipsters love to play with it, but don't know how. It's based off a true story, and now I'm gay. All right. Excellent. Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about, female objectification, right? Two women in a relationship, feminist topic, might come up, right? And we concluded, actually, that we were both okay being objectified, but only by each other, right? It's a fun little loophole, right? Which is why now I call her my little space heater, because she keeps me warm. Aww, that's nice. And if I don't pay enough attention to her, she might start a fire. And she calls me her haunted doll. I'm very pale, and I stare at her when she sleeps. And I'm glad you like that. It's an old joke. We broke up. Ah, oh no! Ah, da da da. Any other pandemic breakups? No, yeah, a couple, yeah. I'm sorry, I lied to you. Deception. Ah, but it was funny, so it's okay. Ah, don't have time to unpack that. True, but you know what that means, ladies. This slice of milk, available. Yes, and available everywhere they carry dairy. Yeah, it's okay. It was an amicable breakup. You know, nobody did anything wrong. Nobody cheated on each other or anything like that. It's just, you know, how sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know, even if you like each other. You know what? We weren't going in the same direction in life, like literally, physically. Like I am moving to New York in a couple months. She's moving back to the netherworld. That's not an insult, by the way. She's just a really spooky gal. She's very spooky. We met through a Ouija board. That's what happens when you flirt with the occult. A real fun time. I've never seen her feet. Could be hooves. Listen. It was nice while it lasted. This is actually a true thing. We actually hung out recently because, well, I gave her some bones. Let me explain. Yeah. I wasn't expecting a whistle for that. Yeah, I gave her some bones. So my mom found like a mouse corpse in the yard, and I saw this. I was like, I gotta text her. She would love this. So I did, and I was like, do you want these bones? She's like, well, are you just gonna throw them away? I mean, so yeah, she picked up the bones. She was thrilled. We had a nice little chat. It was very healing. It's very fun. I was doing this thing, actually, before we broke up during the pandemic, where I would prank her with surprise nipple pasties. Yeah, I know, a perfect joke for this show. Yeah, anybody could do it. You fellas, yeah, just hop on Etsy, just Google some fine, whatever design you want. There's a lot of really fun stuff out there. I kind of outdid myself the first time I did it, I'll be honest. It was right around Christmas, and so, I'm getting frisky, and the shirt's coming off, and it was the Grinch on my tits. Grinch's face on my tits. Yeah, so that was really fun, and because I'm a terrible person, I was like, I gotta keep doing this, and I had to plan it out strategically so that the second time I did it immediately after. And she was like, okay, well, you've done it twice now. You're not going to do it again. I was like, yeah, of course not. And then the third time, she's like, are you sure? And we hung out, and there was nothing. I was like, great. So then I waited a couple more weeks, you see. It was her birthday. I wish I had birthday candles, but I didn't, so instead it just was, wow! Which was fun. And then another time I had glittery T-Rexes. No theme, I just liked T-Rexes. It got so bad that whenever we were about to have sex, she would pat me down, you know? Like we were at the airport, which was nice because I miss traveling, so. Yeah, it's fun. It's such a weird thing, you know, we're kind of coming out of it, but we're still kind of in it. It was this weird, awful, traumatic time, you know, let's talk about it. And I tried to look at the silver lining. I tried to, like, do some projects and things while we were all kind of in isolation somewhat, and I wrote a screenplay, you know, during this time. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's called Ragunzel. It's Rapunzel, but she's jacked. She is buff as fuck. She can leave the tower anytime. It's where she keeps her exercise equipment. Yeah, it doesn't have much conflict in it, but it's real fun. Still working on it, still editing. Another thing that I thought of, you know, during this time, I've had so much time to kind of self-reflect, you know, and think inward. And I really was kind of trying to think about, like, okay, well, what was, like, the first real moment, you know, when I, like, can remember, like, having a gay thought, like, you know, I'm a big old gay, obviously. You know, I said, you listened earlier. And I was like, what was the first, like, when did I wonder if I can identify, and I figured it out, I remembered, I was like, oh, wow, it like, came like a revelation. So here's what it was. I was like 12 or 13 years old, right? And my mom and I had rented a film from the video store. This already dates me, I guess. Anybody know, I'm not sure, you know, it's a little bit niche, but did people know the David Lynch film Mulholland Drive? Oh, okay! Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a great movie, right? It's an excellent movie. And for those who have not seen it, it's first of all, very confusing plot-wise, but then also sexually for me, because there is a moment at some point in the film, you know, where two women, you know, have a kind of sensuous, erotic moment with a lesbianic, shall we say, encounter. Yeah, and I, you know, as a young tween, was there sitting, like, watching this. And so here's the thing, this is how young I was, right? I was still, like, at that stage where I was sitting on the carpet, you know, instead of the couch, because I was like, I don't want to miss anything, you know? I'm sitting there, I'm on the carpet, my mom's behind me on the couch, and the scene pops up, stuff is happening, and then stuff is happening, you know? And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? You know, I didn't know what it was at first, and I was like, oh, I remember this from class, uh-oh, whoa, well, that's two women, what? So it was very confusing, but I was so in denial at the time that I was like, okay, wait a minute, I know what's going on. I'm not gay. I appreciate art. The pointed angle on that boob was really something. He's an artist, David Lynch. And so I'm sitting there having to, you know, whatever, like, yes, that's what's happening. And meanwhile, here's the thing, this is the thing that took me a long time to process, is my mom, remember, is behind me on the couch. My mom is cool. My mom's like a cool French mom. Like, she rented David Lynch for her 12-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying? She's cool. Which is why this was sort of surprising, because she goes, well, this is boring. And then fast forwards through the scene. And I was like, what? I know, I was like, what? Oh yeah, sure, it's boring, right? Let's not think about that for another 10 years or so. And so I kind of, you know, bury this deep inside, and then years later, you know, tried to come out a couple times. You know, sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a couple. You just gotta do it a couple times. And finally, this is the last time that it really stuck. I remember this is what happened. I was in Paris because I was visiting some family. Me and my brothers and my mom, my whole family was there, you know, visiting the French side of the family. Like I said, my mom's French, so we're all over there visiting family. And my brothers and I, one night, were hanging out with this friend of ours named Billy T. Now, Billy was a foreign exchange student at our high school, happened to be French, so obviously we hit it off. And he's Parisian, right? So he knows all the cool places to go, and he also has a drinking problem. So he knows all the places to go. And let's just say that little baby gay Chloé had 6 Long Island iced teas. Yeah. For those who are not familiar, it is a delicious drink that is all alcohol and does not taste like alcohol at all. It's a really messy drink. So I'm just having a full gay existential panic brought on by these Long Island iced teas. You know, it's one of those nights where the cab driver just learns way too much about you. And I'm just kind of like, oh God, I'm like a big, loud, gay mess. And we go back to my aunt and uncle's place, which is where we were staying. And I'm just, you know, I'm loudly gushing my feelings about this one girl that I had a crush on. You know, the straight girl you have a crush on. I'm just a whole mess. My poor aunt and uncle are probably just trying to sleep, like just confused, like, I do not understand, she is gay, go to bed. You know? Eating pussy, go to bed. You know? My mom's just like trying to like, you know, calm me down, like, let's talk about this in the morning. She finally gets me to chill out. I go to sleep, wake up the next day, I'm so embarrassed because I remember I was like, oh my God, that didn't really happen. I had a full-on gay existential panic in Paris at my aunt and uncle's place. And we were supposed to go to the Louvre. And I have to say it like that, I'm sorry. They take my passport away if I don't. We were supposed to go to the Louvre, and my mom was like, do you still want to go? Like, you're probably kind of messed up, you know, because you probably have a hangover and everything. I'm like, no, let's go. I'm not going to not go to the museum because I was too gay. I appreciate art. So we go to the Louvre, right? We go to the Louvre, it's just me and my mom. My brothers weren't there, it's me and my mom. We're just hanging out and we're appreciating the art, and I'm obviously a little embarrassed, but we're having a heart-to-heart, and I'm talking to her, and, you know, it's actually kind of nice, and my mom says to me, she's like, well, I gotta be honest with you. When I was your age, I did date a couple girls. I did date some women, and you know, I've never really like believed in like, you know, labels or whatever. But I guess you could say that I'm bi. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow. I just had this really amazing, like, heart-to-heart with my mom. Like, she just opened up to me so beautifully. And then I think, wait a minute. You lied to me. Naomi Watts' boobs boring my mom? Oh, no. I see what happened. You were turned on too. We could have had a fun moment where we were both admiring Naomi Watts' boobs. You had to spoil it. Oh, yeah, it was nice. Oh, welcome. What did you miss? I'm gay, that's it. Actually, that's kind of perfect because I think that's the end of my time. Thank you so much, everybody.